Let's think about something for a moment. We spend our entire lives working toward this one promised destination. And today, in this explainer, we're going to look at the quiet reality of that destination. It's a reality that honestly touches almost every single family eventually.
No alarms?
No commute, no impossible deadlines, just the peace you were always promised. Just silence. The exact kind of silence you spent 40 years working for. And yet, as we look at this whole picture, we really have to ask ourselves, why does it feel like something went terribly wrong? You know, for decades, retirement was held up as this ultimate reward. The deal was simple, right? You work hard, you're responsible, you save what you can, and then one day you finally get to just live. And back in the 1970s, that promise actually held up. Think about it. The average home was around $23,000, healthcare was affordable, and Social Security, well, it could cover a massive chunk of your basic needs. People retired, and they lived with dignity. But looking at the reality today, we have to accept a hard truth. That world, the one where that math actually works, it simply doesn't exist anymore.
Section 1. When the math fails. $1,900. That is the average monthly Social Security check in the United States today. Now, at first glance, maybe that sounds somewhat manageable, until you look a little closer. Let's put that $1,900 up against the real world. Rent for just a small apartment, you're looking at around $1,500. Groceries, easily between $400 and $600. Healthcare is at least $300, often way more. Then add in utilities, maybe transportation, just basic life expenses. That's another few hundred. When you add it all up, the math simply doesn't work. It just doesn't. And here is a reality we all have to sit with. Nearly 60% of retirees depend on this Social Security check as their primary income. We're not talking about extra cash for a vacation. This is their main income. That was never supposed to be the plan. Section 2. The invisible cost. If you really want to understand what's happening out there, you have to listen to the people living it. I worked 45 years, and now I have to choose between medicine and food. Just think about that. It's such a heavy, wearisome burden to carry at the very end of a long journey. Then there's this deep, quiet anxiety that replaces what should be a peaceful rest. I thought retirement would be peaceful, but I feel more stressed now than when I was working. Can you imagine reaching the finish line you ran toward your whole life, only to find this persistent, lingering stress just waiting for you? And then, perhaps the most painful realization of all, I did everything right. I saved, I avoided debt, it still wasn't enough. There's a quiet heartbreak hidden in those words. It's the realization that playing by all the rules society laid out still didn't guarantee a safe landing. And you know, this struggle, it's profoundly isolating. More than 40% of Americans over 65 say they feel lonely on a regular basis. 40%. That's a number that carries the weight of a diagnosis. Because loneliness isn't just a feeling. It's not just an emotional state. It has real physical consequences. We're talking about a higher risk of heart disease, a higher risk of dementia, a higher risk of depression, the actual health impact. It's literally comparable to smoking. You spend your entire life working toward this phase, and then you find yourself facing it completely alone. Section 3. An outdated system. The whole system we rely on today, it was built for a completely different era. I mean, in the past, people simply didn't live as long. Jobs were stable, pensions were actually common. Back then, retirement lasted maybe 10, 15 years. But today, retirement can stretch out for 30 years or more. That isn't just a short final chapter, that's an entirely new phase of life. And our system, well, it never really adapted to that, which leaves so many people with this quiet fear, a fear they rarely say out loud, running out of money before running out of time. Because once you stop working, there is no reset, no second chance. There are just careful decisions, small daily sacrifices, and this constant, lingering awareness that every single dollar matters. Section 4. The real question. So maybe the biggest question we need to ask isn't really about finances at all. Maybe it's something much deeper. Was retirement ever actually meant to feel like this? Was it supposed to be this long, this uncertain, this quiet? Did we somehow completely misunderstand the destination because we were focusing too much on the journey? You worked, you saved, you waited, and now, well, you're here. So maybe the real question isn't just how to fix retirement,
Maybe it's simply this. What was retirement supposed to be in the first place?